Well, good morning. It's about 11:15, and I'm in Radwinter, and I'm doing a walk. It's a Wednesday, by the way, so I've got to be in work later. Nice thatched cottage there. I'm up in Radwinter, which is sort of just south of Saffron Walden. Now I'm doing a walk out of this book, which I would say out of the 3 books of Essex walks I've got, is probably the superior one. So it's Walking in Essex, 25-day walks on a cross-county route, which is the Essex Way, and it's by Cicero. Really good book. Got good OS maps in it, good directions. They tell you a lot of information about the place that you're walking. It's just really good. So this first bit of this walk, just find it in the book here. I've also got some new gear as well to show you, by the way. So I'm doing walk 19 in this book. I'm trying to get it to focus, it doesn't seem to want to. It's Radwinter and Bendysh woods. It's a 5-mile walk. It should take me 2.5 hours, and then, as I say, I haven't got to be at the gym till 6 tonight, so ideally I want to do this one and maybe do Finchinfield and Great Bardfield, which is also another 5-miler, about 2.5 hours, so I could probably just about do it. I know it's like a 15-minute drive from here to Finchinfield, so we'll see how it goes anyway. News on the driving. I went on the M11 for the first time ever about half hour ago when I was driving up here. Wasn't too bad actually. It was the exiting and coming off onto the big roundabouts and stuff that was a bit nervy, but it was alright. I'm here in one piece, I haven't caused any accidents, so that's the main thing. So back to the walk. At some point I'll stop and tell you a little bit about Radwinter itself, and sort of a little bit of history of the place, big farm there, and but yeah, for the first part of this, it's literally just along this little quiet country road really. I've charged up both batteries for this camera, so on my last walk, if you've seen the video, or what video I had of it, it was, last one I did was Great Dunmow and Old Dunmow. I had to stop filming because the batteries completely died, and that was really annoying because there was some really interesting stuff on that walk. I got a few photos though, but it just about allowed me to take photos, you see. So there's 2 fords on this little road, so when it floods, you can use the footbridge stuff. So I know I'm on the right track anyway, so just following. As I say, this book is so detailed in its directions and stuff like that, and it's got some really good walks in it too. A couple of the other books I've got, they've got some sort of half decent walks, but they've got poor maps in them and stuff like that, whereas this uses actual OS maps, OS Explorer maps, which are the best ones I think. And it's really good. So if I have a quick look at the map, I'll see if I can show you the map as well. Where are we? Don't know if you can see that orange outline again. That's the route I'm doing. There's just there, sort of zoomed in. There's 2 woods there, Little Bendysh Wood and Great Bendysh Wood. So the walk takes me through those. We're going to have a look at those as well, and then come back to Radwinter, and there's, say, a little bit of history and stuff there. So what I'll try and do is, when I get back to Radwinter, is just sort of go through the stuff in the guidebook, like the history of the place, give you a bit of background information. Like I say, it's always good. It's one of the things I enjoy about walking is I get to see new places, you know, and explore and just get out and walk and and be free, and but also just like the history of an area is always fascinating to me. There's these nice thatched white cottages. That's a landmark. Anyway, so I'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, so I've just turned off the road at a public footpath sign over a footbridge. That road over there with them houses are running along, that goes to Radwinter end. In the distance I can see sort of some forested areas, so I'm assuming that's Little Bendysh Wood, and then past that will be Great Bendysh Wood. So that's my my destination, or next point anyway. It's nice cornfields here. The sun's coming out. It was sort of a bit muggy and overcast this morning. Sun was trying to come out, and now it looks like it's going to turn into a nice day. You know, we're getting close to midday, so you know it's going to start getting warm. I've got sun cream on, I've got my sun hat, I've got like my Berghaus Wicking t-shirt, which is sort of, you know, reflects the sun, that sort of thing. And I've got some I think it's 50% DEET extra strength insect repellent, because there was a few bugs out. So yeah, so I always stick that on my arms and stuff, because for some reason they love to bite me. That's what she said. I've just got to the outskirts of Little Bendysh Wood, and there's this lovely little pond that looks like it sort of flows sort of that way into the wood. It's just on the edge of this farmer's field here. It's really nice here. The wind's picking up a little bit. You might be able to hear that on the camera. Oh, that's... I'm not billoddy, but that is obviously a bird that likes hanging around water. Could be a moorhen, I have absolutely no idea. Someone called Billoddy, he'll know. Yeah, really nice here. I don't know if there's any fish in this. I do have a basic fishing kit with me, but fishing is not my forte. Just seen some dragonflies. Found a few feathers as well, stuck them in my hat, so when I go in the pub later people are going to look at me and be like, he's a nutter. Oh, there was another bird that's a fan of the water. Yeah, it's really nice here. This actually would be, I suppose, if you didn't get caught by the farmer, this would be a great place to like set up a tent or a bivvy. You know, wild camp. You got this sort of nearby. I mean, of course, you wouldn't want to get water out of it. It's got like an orangey tint to it. So yeah, I'd avoid that. But it's sort of a nice setting, really. You know, you're sheltered by the trees and stuff. You can go into the forest if you want. Really nice here. So, right, I think I'm going that way. And then the book says it's got like a couple of different options, like different routes. Well, I sort of read it, like the other option did sound particularly interesting, it just sounded more complicated, so I'm going to go with the straightforward route, and yeah, see where that brings me. So I'll speak to you in a bit. So I've gone into Little Bendysh Woods, and it says in the book that the Forestry Commission gives you the right to roam in here. And so I've just walked over a little log bridge. This is following the straightforward route in the book, not on the options. And I tell you, I think it was the better one, of the choices. Look at this. There's like a campsite in here. And as far as I'm aware, it looks like it's not owned by anyone. It's not like, you know, the Scouts own it or anything. You've got your fire pit here, you've got all these logs and stuff around here, and then you've got all of that space around it to camp. It's like a little clearing in the forest. This would be brilliant to camp here. This would be so cool. I think I'm going to have to let my mate Alex know about this one, because we could drive up here and do like a wild camp at night. This is absolutely brilliant. This almost sort of reminds me of the stuff I see on Pharaoh's channel, Alan, out in, say, the San Gabriels. I mentioned him in the last video, the Great Dunmo, an old Dunmo video. You know, he's sort of walking through the forests, or you know, sort of the mountain trails and stuff like that, and they've just got these little campsites that anyone can just turn up at and camp at and have a fire and that. This is absolutely brilliant. I'm even tempted to stop here for a little while and have something to eat, just to sort of enjoy it, because I've never really stopped at somewhere like this. This is really cool. I'm glad I went this way. And I nearly went the wrong way. I nearly went round, skirted the outside of the wood. I'm glad I went through here now. Very, very cool. Okay, so I've just gone past that little campsite, and there's this wooden shelter that someone's built here. That could be the thing that's in the guidebook that they're using as a landmark. I'm not sure, and you can see someone's stayed in it, because it looks like the inner of a tent, maybe an old sleeping bag or something. So basically I'm sort of winging it at the moment. I'm just sort of using common sense, and I'm following this path through this way, because the route on the map, it looks like it goes straight right along through the whole of Little Bendysh Woods. So you know, I'm still on the outskirt there. Of course, the sunlight through there. I came in back that way, that's back towards the campsite, and then sort of the rest of the wood is sort of over there, but it's a long sort of thin wood that sort of heads in this direction. So, and I'm sort of, and it says to sort of stick to inside the right hand edge of it, so I'm guessing this is the route of all. Oh, I've just seen something. Either that was a very large hare, or I don't know, I don't think it was a dog, but it was big. Ah, there it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's a hare. It is massive. That is a massive hare. I can tell because it's got the long ears. You know, the rabbits have got shorter ears, haven't they? That thing was huge. Honestly, it was like probably like well, not even a small dog, a medium-sized dog. That's crazy. Getting some good wildlife on some of these videos lately. I mean, okay, you didn't exactly get that in there. Couldn't zoom in time, it was moving pretty quick, but yeah, that was quite something. Okay, more to come. Okay, so I've just exited Little Bendysh Wood, which is just there. Somehow, I don't know how, but I think I've actually gone the right way. Somehow found it, I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. Just luck and common sense, I guess. But and yeah, I ended up coming out here, and like that looks like Great Bendysh Wood ahead of me there. So I'm just going to enter that now, and yeah, it all seems to sort of match up with the guidebook. You know, I think sometimes you trick yourself, you overthink it in your head, and you think, oh, is this the right way? Oh, that looks like that. That could be that wooden structure, or that could be that track there, and things like that. Sometimes you just think they're trying to make these walks as simple as possible for sort of absolutely anyone who's got hardly any navigational skills to do. So yeah, I guess, yeah, don't overthink it sometimes is the key. And so the views out there, really nice. The wind's still picking up, but it's nice because it's keeping me cool at the moment. And the forest was sort of shady and stuff. I say it was a forest, but it was sort of like a really wide sort of green ride that went through it, and you didn't feel like you was in the forest. You felt like you was passing through it, like it was on either side of you. So it was a bit strange that it didn't kind of feel like a forest. The first bit by the that little campsite with the log seats and the fire pit and stuff, that did. I mean, that was a bit of bushwhacking I had to do to get through there, and it did say in the guidebook there was no path. So yeah, that was really good though. Really nice forest. Starting to get a bit hungry again, so I'm going to carry on into Great Bendysh Wood. See if there's anywhere suitable to sort of stop and have a quick snack, and then press on. On the map it looks like I've still quite a way to go, but if you read the directions it sort of makes it sound like it's not that far to go, so I'm going to go with the map anyway. So I've probably done about half the walk so far. You think about it, it's only a 5-mile walk, so I've only really covered 2.5 miles. It feels like I've covered more than that. I suppose it's because I've seen a lot of stuff already, so that probably does something for it. Anyway, yeah, as you can hear, the wind's picking up a bit, so I'm going to head into the wood, and I'll speak again in a bit. Now, I haven't actually seen any oxlips, but I'm just going to read from the guidebook just a little bit of info. Something that if you do this walk and you go through Little and Great Bendysh Woods, you might spot them. So yeah, Essex is rightly famed for its bluebell woods, but that plant is hardly rare in England if threatened by hybridisation. Oxlip woods, however, of which the 2 Bendysh woods are prime examples, are restricted to the small patch where Essex, Suffolk and Cambridgeshire meet, and threatened even there, at least in part due to the numbers of browsing deer. If you see an oxlip-like plant elsewhere in the county, it is either a cowslip or its hybrid with the primrose. So yeah, look out for the light yellow flowers, a little like the primrose but in clusters on each stem, from late March to May. So I don't know if that's focusing or not. It's not really, but yeah, there's a picture of one of them there, something to look out for. Okay, so I've finally found the path. I got lost for like an hour, so there's like a massive chunk out of this video and stuff where I wasn't going to film it because otherwise I would have been lost. And I've just gone past Cowless Hall, back on the right track, and I come to these horses here, and one of them literally just tried to eat me, so I'm keeping me distance so they can reach right over, because they look like race horses or something like that. They're big. Alex will know, he's the horse whisperer. If you're watching this, you know what I mean. Anyway, I think the path goes along there. I haven't got far to go to Radwinter now, so yeah, home stretch. Okay, so I finished the walk. I'm back at Radwinter. I'm at the church, and it is probably one of the prettiest, nicest churches I've actually seen. This porch, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. There's some really old houses here as well. Really old houses and very old graves as well. Looking around the graveyard and that, you can tell. There's the old schoolhouse back there as well. There's some photos I'll put at the end of this video of that. I'll try my best to annotate them as well. It is amazing, this church. I'm just going to see if it's open. And I don't think it is. Oh, that's a real shame, that. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll just get the guidebook out and I'll point out this rather amazing porch. I mean, look at even just like the stonework on it. as well, and the tower, it's amazing. It is seriously like one of the best churches I think I've ever seen. So let me just get the guidebook out, try to do this one-handed. Might have to lose a bit of footage for a second. Excuse the view. Okay, so I'll just tell you a bit about Radwinter. A devastating fire of 1874 changed Radwinter forever. It provided the arts and crafts movement architect William Eden Nesfield with the opportunity to rebuild the village centre in accordance not only with its aesthetic principles but its social ideals too. All village services were grouped around the crossroads, although sadly only the community hall retains its original function. So this walk has linked this remarkable village to the two Bendysh woods, which actually were home to red, roe, fallow and muntjac deer, as well as the elusive oxlip and many species of orchid. So I mentioned the oxlip earlier in the video. So yeah, back to this rather unique porchway. Trying to turn the page. So that Nesfield bloke, he designed this and built it. It is absolutely amazing. I mean that's just, it's like the front of a Tudor house or something. Yeah, I'm going to have a walk around the church. There's a guy sort of gardening, sort of maintaining the grounds over there, so I'll walk around this way. But it's an absolute find, this place, and it was well worth the drive. And it's a good end to a walk that, yeah, has sort of gone a little bit sort of wrong, really. I'm just going to zoom in on this. This is quite cute. It's really old houses again. I'm going to zoom in. This sign here by the red door says Radwinter Library and Book Exchange. So that's a library in there for the village. I think that's amazing. How about that? More of the graveyard here. It's quite a big graveyard actually. There's this house here that looks quite old. Could be the rectory itself, I'm not sure. So this building is called the Zeta House. This building was commissioned by the Reverend Fred Bullock, rector of Radwinter, for 51 years, from 1865 to 1916, at his own expense, and was presented by him to the parish of Radwinter on the 2nd of April 1877 for uses connected with the church. He described it as a cellar for coals with a chamber over, to be known as the Zeta House. It was used for many years as a meeting place for the vestry and for Sunday school. That's pretty cool. You don't see that in every village. And it's like sort of a little building in the middle there. And that's sort of, they maintain the grounds. But yeah, it's a very big graveyard. I mean, it winds through here as well. It is massive. I know there's houses in there that sort of back onto the thing. It's all sort of grouped together. It's really cosy and yeah, really nice village. Apparently there were plans to reopen the Plough, the only pub in the village, but apparently I don't think that's happening. I haven't seen a pub here anyway. Oh, good to know the clock's working. It's 2:15. I've added so much time onto this walk. I've added like nearly an extra hour to it, just because I got so lost. Anyway, from here I'm just going to walk back to the car park, which is not literally 2 minutes away, and I'll be off. So thanks for watching. You'll see me in the next one.